Slave DiBiase.
Welcome. Good afternoon. Happy 420 once again. Happy first Friday in the motherfucking 2K26. It's your boy Slave DiBiase, aka Tony Spark, aka Slave Daniel Richards, and this is another live episode, the first live episode of We the People TV's Offenders Initiative podcast for 2K26. All my offenders, all my true stoneheads, thank y'all for pulling up. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That pushes everything out into the algorithm, and it lets me know that y'all love what I'm doing. And without that, how would I know to keep doing what I'm doing when I'm doing it? You know what I'm saying? So y'all see the caption, man. You know what I'm saying? Power Book for Force Season 3, Episode 9. And why Stranger Things 5 had a bad ending. So check this out. I don't care what none of y'all say, right? Stranger Things 5 was buns. Volume 1 and volume 2, outside of Will getting his special little powers and shit, it was buns. Whole thing was buns. But we're gonna get to that right now. We about to talk about Tommy, Diamond, Jannard, all of Chicago, all in war, whatever. Power Book 4 for Season 3, Episode 9. We're coming along to the finale, the series finale, y'all. How are we feeling? How did we feel about Episode 9? Now, again, this is spoiler country, y'all. This is for all my folks that, you know, got a little bit of money and might have watched the episode at midnight, like the rest of the good, real fans and all of that. We're going to get into that. Again, like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. Tell me what we smoking on. Tell me what you're smoking on in the comments today for today's 420 at the end of the week. Let's vibe out, y'all. Today's content we will be reacting to is again by Top Notch to Watch. Please give them a like, comment, subscribe, excuse me, and let's get into it. I'm gonna roll up, and then when I roll up and I spark, we'll stop for a minute, pause for the cause, and cheers. You know how we do.
Jannard.
Rest in peace to JP.
He was on the phone when I shot JP, so he know it was me that pulled the trigger. Now Tommy gonna be coming for your ass like the fucking Terminator.
Ain't gonna stop until Jannard's dead.
I'm not gonna let you kill my brother, Tommy. Tommy want me. Right? He don't want you, D. For real. You ain't even gotta be here. You my brother. And we end this shit together.
I got an inside man.
Right there, y'all. Let me go back and let y'all look at it. Right there, when he said, Tommy really want me, he don't want you. You don't need to be here, bro. When Diamond said, you my brother, and I'm in this shit with you until the end, I didn't know it, but all up until then, I thought that at the end, Diamond was just going to go to jail. But when I saw this part, y'all, I said, oh, no, it's over with for Diamond.
And we end this shit together.
I got an inside man in CBI. We can use him to get the drop on Jannard.
Make the move.
D-Mac got popped. D-Mac got hit. It looked like he might have got hit like 3 times. Let me look back. Busting the spot. He might have got him twice. Okay. And then then Diamond jumped in the way of Jannard and got shot. It got hit twice. Let's run it back. Jannard shoots D-Mac. Tommy shoots at Jannard.
Stay with me, Z. I got you. Go get you niggas going. Go get some help.
Now, I will admit, y'all, when Tommy fired at Jannard and he messed around, he saw that Diamond stepped in the way of that. he kind of had to look like, fuck, I didn't mean to do that. But I mean, we here now, right?
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We're here with Season 3, Episode 9 of Power Book for Force, the second to last episode of the entire season of the entire book
Hold on.
for Force. The second.
Do y'all see this weird shit right here, bruh? Marshall pointing a gun at D-Mac, a whole bullet in his face, trying to put a whole bullet in his face. You feel me? How do we feel about somebody saying that they are our friend, but they are literally sliding with the ops? And I'm not just talking about somebody that don't like you, but somebody that literally tried to cause you some harm. We're going to get back to that in a second.
To last episode of the entire season.
What's good, Hash Brown? Light up.
And we knew this one was about to be a classic, about to be a banger, and it was. So we have so much to break down with D-Mac and Tommy trying to get their revenge after Jannard took out JP in the last episode. The scheming and plotting, planning that Jannard and Diamond do to try to weasel their way out this situation to take out Tommy. All the other problems revolving the other characters, Shanti's.
This ain't a movie, Willie Faster. Welcome, by the way, Foster. Excuse me. This ain't a movie. This is a TV show. Power Book for Force. This is the last season, the series finale, season 3.
Involvement, Miguel's, the debts, the close debts, the crazy shit, Jannard pulling up on Kate. We just have so much to talk about.
If y'all just pulling up, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're session with your boy, please tell me what you're smoking on in the comments, man. Maybe I've had it, maybe I haven't, and we can talk about it.
So without further ado, you guys go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this episode down below, and also let me know your final debt predictions. I think we got 2 weeks to the finale. We're gonna have to drop and make so many videos, and also let me know your thoughts on a preview trailer for episode 10. We're gonna talk about that more this weekend, but like I said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So we got to start with D-Mac, as we have most episodes this season, and we got to talk about him versus Marshall. We knew this was coming. I dropped a video on it a few days ago.
I did not know this was coming. I did not know it was about to be D-Mac versus Marshall. Honestly, if y'all been keeping up with the show, I thought at the last second Marshall was going to hit Jannard with the I can't kill him, he's my brother, and then Jannard was going to take him out of there. I did not see happening. I did not see Marshall being taken off the board by his best friend. I didn't see that happening. But then again, this is the Power universe.
Gave 3 scenarios of how it all could play out, and we knew it was coming just off the fact of the fight they had in the last episode when Marshall told him he got to put him first, and he put D-Mac out, all this and that. Then we got the exclusive teaser earlier in this week where we...
All right, blunts roll. We about to light up, y'all. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you're smoking on. Tell me what was your favorite part of this episode. If you got stars and you didn't already watch it, tell me what was your favorite part of episode 9.
Seen Jannard ask Marshall or tell him he has to be the one to take out D-Mac because he's the one who could actually get close to him. So we knew it was coming, and I gave 3 scenarios. I said, I actually said Marshall killed D-Mac, but I said that's the least likely. Like, that shit not happening. I said D-Mac killed Marshall. I didn't see that one happening either. I said Marshall fails and Jannard kills him. So it actually went down. So once again, we know Jannard tells him, hey, you need to take out D-Mac. You could get close. And D-Mac pulls up on Marshall after him and Tommy finds JP's body. Tommy told that nigga stay put, but he was trying to get a location on Jannard.
D-Mac wasn't trying to hear nothing after he found out that his father was dead and who killed him. He wasn't listening to nobody. He wasn't trying to hear nothing. He wanted blood right then and there. He wasn't negotiating about it. If y'all notice, D-Mac's moving like Tommy from season 1 of the original Power versus Tommy moving like Ghost and telling D-Mac to be smart about certain situations. So it's good to see all this character growth.
So when he pulls up on Marshall is telling him to leave town and this and that. And you know D-Mac, he like, fuck all that. Give me a location on Jannard. But this nigga Marshall is trying to stand his ground and be loyal to CBI. But this supposed to be your mans. They saying they knew each other since they were 6. He's like, he can't tell him nothing. D-Mac was like, fuck you. So Marshall upped that bitch on him.
Okay, you heard how he just broke that down. Somebody just whack your father, right? Everybody that's in the comments, somebody just whack your father. They have the information. They supposed to be your mans. They have the information on the person who did it, and they telling you they can't give you the information. Is that still your friend? At this point, this is the ops, and he rolling with him. You're an enemy. He then doubles down. Your best friend who knows the ops, knows the whereabouts of the person who unalived, as they like to say on the internet, who killed your father. He won't give you the information. Then he ups on you. What do we do after that? I don't believe D-Mac was left with too much of a choice. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that's that whole thing about carrying guns. Once you pull it, you got to use it.
And you don't up the blick if you're not gonna pull that bitch. I knew right then and there D-Mac was gonna smoke his ass. So Marshall pulled the gun out on him, and D-Mac, he there was some gangster shit. He told him just do it. You scared? Go ahead, do it. If you really out it, just do the shit. But Marshall, like, you my brother, you know I do it, but I just don't want to kill you. And he puts his gun up. Big mistake. D-Mac ups his shit on Marshall and tells him give him a location on Jannard once again. And this nigga decides to stand his ground once again and be loyal to Jannard over his own man. I can't lie. I was fucking with Marshall.
He loyal to a person that put him and D-Mac in a situation where they both could have never came back from. That's why I was like, this writing of Marshall all of a sudden being so loyal to CBI, I just can't see where it's coming from for real. But for the sake of showing how much of a character the growth of D-Mac is getting deeper into the streets, sure, we'll use Marshall as a stepping stone. They say you're not a real killer. Well, Kanan said that anyway. You're not a real killer till you kill somebody you love. Marshall is his brother, and he just put a hole in his forehead and left him leaking and bleeding out in his mama kitchen. His mama that worked 3 jobs while you out gangbanging.
Marshall, but like, you can't. After they took out this nigga Pops, he's like, nah, and he tells D-Mac, you not gonna pull the trigger either. And D-Mac said, fuck all that shit, and smokes Marshall right then and there. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was a little surprising. Like I said,
we smoking on that Marshall pack. We smoking on that Marshall pack, and I don't feel bad. Fake friend packing the air this gas away. Fake friend packing the air this gas away. Y'all talking about, I'm seeing little shows when folks be sitting up there talking, and I'm seeing little posts and all that talking about RIP Marshall. Hey, yo, fuck Marshall. He was a whole snake. He deserved exactly what he got, to have a bullet in his forehead like a bowling ball and to be leaking out in his mama kitchen. You turned your back on your homeboy, somebody that would have rolled for you. You deserve everything you got.
I knew it was about to happen, but I still was shocked after. And D-Mac, the nigga's so funny. He went pulled up on Genesis.
I wasn't shocked. You don't pull your gun on nobody and expect nothing to happen. You're going to pull your gun on your homeboy and then put it away. Not only that, you pulled your strap on me. You not riding for me. You sliding with the ops. You know who killed my father. You know where he at. You won't give me the location. Then when I tell him that they set us up to go rob the 9-7 so that we can get killed, you turn around and said they set you up, meaning he knew about it. Nah, get him out of here. Go ahead, give him an extra hole in his forehead. He was asking for it, in my opinion.
After told her everything that went down, this nigga just rambling and rambling. Then he pulled up on Miguel and Shanti and them later, told them what happened, and they all looking at this.
He pulls up on Genesis and tells Genesis, I had to do it. Yo, D-Mac talk too much. I had to do it. She's like, don't tell me you ain't did no stupid ass gangster shit. He said, I am a gangster. Yeah, great writing, by the way. I am a gangster. You know what, bitch? Fuck you. I'm out. She didn't even say nothing. He just gonna say, I'm out. Y'all got to think when y'all be writing some of this stuff for D-Mac, man.
Then he pulled up on Miguel and Shanti and them later, told them what happened, and they all looking at this dude like, yeah, bro, losing it. But he really trying to go and get that get back. He been crashing out. Him and Jannard really been the MVPs of this season. They did a great job with their characters, and he's slowly becoming one of my favorite characters across all the power shows and spin-off. Definitely top 5 already. Dude is hilarious. But
fake friend packing the air this gas or what? I don't care nothing about no Marshall. And then to add poetry in motion, the blood that's on the Frigidaire right here, it's covering a picture of Marshall and D-Mac chilling together as best friends. I don't care. He a snake. That's why he laid out in his mama kitchen right now, bleeding out. Stupid ass boy.
That's what happened. He's the one who ended up taking out Marshall. Now,
Right.
of course, this is what led Jannard to pulling up on Kate. So we knew Kate Egan was coming back due to all the trailers and scenes and everything we saw. And Maria is the one who ended up calling her.
Okay. So Maria calls Kate and tells her, hey, your son's dead. We're about to put him in the ground. Of course, Tommy don't never want his crackhead ass mama around because once you play with your nose, once a nose player, always a nose player. I keep trying to tell y'all for 2026, y'all, whenever you do some crazy shit, I'm just going to assume you play with your nose. And once a nose player, always a nose player. So we got nose playing Kate Egan back here trying to help bury her son. The first thing she says, well, maybe if you give me some money, I can pick out a casket for him. No, mom, I already picked out a casket. Tommy handled that with the person who came and picked up JP's body earlier in the episode. He said, but what you can do is help him pick out some clothes. Now, Kate actually looked remorseful and like she was sad, like this wasn't about no money or nothing like that. Like she was just genuinely sad that her son, JP, is gone. So that was nice to see.
After JP died. So Tommy told her handle JP, the funeral shit, what he's gonna wear, all this and that. And after finding out Marshall was dead, Jannard, like, he gonna take matters into his own hand, finds Tommy's car, and of course Kate is in it, and he pulls up on her, starts choking her, about to kill her. He hears the cops coming and he takes the fuck off. So I
ain't gonna lie, I thought Kate Egan was out here. I thought that was it for her. Because Jannard rolled up on her. She out by herself shopping. Jannard rolled up on her to get some get back for D-Mac taking out Marshall. Not thinking the whole way through. But again, when you play with your nose, you never think of anything through. You just wild out and don't care what the results are. Don't that sound like somebody who play with their nose?
Completely crashing out, and it's because he back snorting that stuff, back a junkie, and so he losing his mind, especially because he knows Tommy's out to get him. The clock is ticking, like he's done for, like is up for him basically. So this is what makes him decide to crash out and do that. Now let's get into the whole plot and scheme of how Tommy and them eventually go and attack Jannard. To get into Tommy's attack and everything like that, we got to start with Diamond and Jannard because we knew they were going to have to.
Look at this fool. Crashed out, kill King Kilo, kill JP, kill little JoJo. JoJo funny. So, salute to JoJo. That fool called that nigga J-Nard. Yeah, J-Nard. He don't fuck with a motherfucker so much, you going to give him a new name. Yeah, J-Nard, nigga. Oh, my name's Jannard. J-Nard, Jannard, whatever your name is, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He plays, he hold him like that. But look at Jannard playing with his nose. And look, he done came up with 3 bodies now. That what playing with your nose do?
Make a plot plan, the scheme around this. Now, I predicted this pretty much perfectly, that what they were going to do. Like, there was really only a few options. So, of course, the first thing they do is tell the RDs that JP killed Kilo and so that they would be the ones to.
Salute to Buddy right here that plays Grayskull, right? He been keeping the same energy the entire show. First of all, I might be a gang member, but I'm not working for no crackhead because they used to be under Jannard, right? Jannard started getting on that shit. He went and flipped over to the RDs. Salute to Grayskull for standing on business like what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And somebody got to pay for that. Always and forever, somebody got to pay for that. Grayskull had the same energy the whole time. Only thing I'm thinking about is, though, I'm thinking Jannard might finally go ahead and get this fool up out of here because them two been going at it for like the last 2 seasons now.
So that they would be the ones to go after Tommy. So and then we already saw in the trailer and everything like that they were going to meet up with Ortega and the Marquez cartel. They decided, of course, to flip over there from Che and bring the coalition on with them because Che wasn't going to give them the green light to go to war with Tommy. Che didn't want a war this entire season. He was telling everybody that from
Che get on my motherfucking nerves. First of all, this whole every time you give somebody some work, why is Che always threatening somebody, bruh? And always giving somebody, you have 24 hours to sell what I tell you to sell. And if you don't, then I'm going to kill everybody in your family, your mother, your sister, everyone, because I do not like my time wasted. Yo, bro, I'm telling you, every time I turn around, Che be threatening somebody like he finna kill them or something like that. Them plugs don't be lasting long either in the Power universe. So I hope maybe something flips and Tommy don't need Che no more and they can just kill him. I'm just saying, because he talked too slick to me, bro.
Miguel to Tommy, now to them. So they decided to flip over because the Marquez cartel already wants to take out Tommy. So they decide to align.
I ain't gonna lie. Diamond and Jannard flipping over to the Marquez cartel to get extra soldiers and extra backing to go against Tommy Egan and, you know what I'm saying, Che and his cartel. That actually was a bomb-ass chess move for real. It was fire. They definitely have the help that they're going to be looking for as far as the manpower to keep thumbhead Alex Murphy head boy right here alive.
With them, but Ortega tells them, don't attack Tommy, that's my kill. So they tell the RDs that Tommy is off limits, that they're gonna just have to settle for DMAC, and that move is already in play. Obviously that was before Marshall ass got taken out. So the RDs are already en route of going to attack Tommy, and when they pull up on him, Che and his niggas pull up, take all they asses out, and it was Tommy.
Oh man, hold up, y'all. This part was so crazy because literally they caught Tommy down bad. Now it was over for him right there. It was over in the same second. This is my first time actually being able to slow down and look at this part right here. At the same second, first of all, them niggas is in a whole family van when they slid up on Tommy. I didn't even notice that. They're in a whole family van with the sliding door. It don't even look like it's the regular sliding door. It looked like it's the one where you got to press the button and be like, where you got to go back and shit. Yeah, they slid in a family van. It was over for Tommy. All for this to happen
on him. Che and his niggas.
Che's homeboy and them pulled up fast as shit in the fucking I Touch Little Kids van and slid up with the Mac 10. They got them right on up out of there, fast as hell. Tommy didn't know what was going on. He couldn't even pull his strap. They put the bag over his head. They stuff him in here.
Niggas pull up, take all they asses out, and it was Tommy who ended up getting kidnapped. Turns out Che kidnapped Miguel and Tommy because once again he told them they didn't want a war, and they're starting to hit back and do things after Maria killed the hitter from the Marquez cartel. So Che kidnaps both of them, is about to take them out, but then Tommy lets him in on the information that Diamond, CBI, and the coalition are moving over to Marquez cartel. So
that is the only thing that saved Tommy and fucking Miguel, because the two of them were about to die. Fucking Che, Mecca uncle looking ass nigga was definitely about to get them the fuck up out of there.
They're taking Che's business away from them, and Che gives them the green light to do the war. He also tells Tommy that he still has to give him his money within the next 4 hours, or he cooked. So Tommy hits up Shanti and tells her, go drop off the money, drop off the bags, and get Miguel, and we all good. So Shanti goes, introduces herself to Che, and we got this new alliance we've been waiting.
Okay, so let me go back right here with Shanti going to drop off the re-up money to Che, right? He's talking to her. Shanti Showstopper talking to Che. They pick up the bag or whatever, and he was like, who the fuck are you? She said who she was. She gave a resume. He said, okay, cool. Tommy's good to have, lucky to have a business partner like yourself, to pull his ass up out the fire. He said, but next time, make sure you pull up with him because who knows what I do to you if you just roll up by yourself. Again, Che always, Mr. Clean Head ass boy, always threatening somebody, bruh. Stop threatening people before we smack the shit out you, bruh. For real. Before we smack the holy frijoles out of you.
So Shanti goes, introduces herself to Che, and we got this new alliance we've been waiting for. Shout out Shanti Showstopper. That she a go-to. I fuck with her. But in the meanwhile, of course, because the hit on Tommy fell and all the RD members died, they pulled up back on Diamond and Jannard and
see, Gray Skull, still on business, still on bullshit. I don't like y'all niggas. And matter of fact, he said that in this motherfucking scene right here. You know what? He said it just like, you know what? I truly hate y'all niggas for real. I do. Because y'all be on bullshit, man. Then he said, Y'all need to give me D-Mac head by tonight, or y'all gonna be at war with another crew. Because obviously now he's the head of the RD since King Kilo is dead.
On Diamond and Jannard and told they ass basically if D-Mac not dead by the night that the RD's out, not just out the coalition, but now CBI is going to have another war on their hands. They're going to have another gang coming after them. So they have that problem to deal with. Of course, Marshall ends up dying. That leads Jannard to go attack Kate. And we are where we are now. They have to move to a new location and they move to this old, empty, abandoned church. Now, of course,
while they were talking right here, right? After Marshall gets killed, after Kate gets attacked, obviously, you know, Tommy is looking for Jannard. So they pulling up to this church right here for safekeeping. Diamond tells Jannard, yo, I think we got a mole around here. There's a rat within our motherfucking camp because especially if niggas pull up on us where we at right now, I know somebody is a rat in our spot. Now imagine having a conversation with somebody, your best friend even, and you're giving them the chance to clear the air about anything that they may or may not be lying to you about, and they still lie anyway. How would you feel? I just want to just think about it.
we knew Shanti had an inside man. I predicted this perfectly. I said he was going to give the drop that allowed Tommy and them to go attack. So, of course, with this inside man, he's the closest person to Jannard, and Jannard still trusts us, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But he gives them the drop, the location, everything like that. Jannard and Diamond are thinking they're good because they know that they got the drop. So they were like, we got the drop on the drop, basically, so we gonna be prepared. But with the inside man that Shanti has, he takes out members of the Marquez cartel, so CBI has less guns. And
yo, my man right here was handing out fake waters to all the cats upstairs that was supposed to have been watching the perimeter of the church for CBI. And you had Buddy right here who he ended up cutting his throat. He offered him some water. He tried to hit the, oh no, I like the heat. It's okay. I don't need anything. He said, okay, walk with me real quick. He gave him some bullshit feet. That was it. Next thing you know, you seen everybody else laid out. He said, yo, make the move. And then you know what happened after that. Chitty, chitty, bang, bang, nigga.
Been protecting them, so when he gets the drop, they have an easy entryway and they come in guns ablazing. Now, before we get into how this scene played out, Tommy gave Diamond a chance to give up Jannard. That was another exclusive scene we saw where they met up and he said, ain't no peace unless you.
Now let's be for real. I don't care who you are. Nobody's giving up their family member. Nobody's giving up their family member. Yes, this was a real conversation that Tommy and Diamond had, where he said, he killed my brother, give up your brother. It's a fair trade. I'm not going to let you kill my brother. Okay, cool. You already know me. That's Tommy the Terminator, y'all. Y'all already know. He said, I'm never going to stop coming for your brother until he's dead. For real, if Diamond would have just served him up, he still would be alive.
Give me Jannard. Say I'm not gonna stop until you give me him, and or until I kill him. And Diamond's like, I just can't give up my brother. And we seen him and Jannard be like two heart to heart this episode, both in that church where he first tells him, "Hey, Tommy only coming after me. You don't."
Tommy only coming after me, bro. You really don't even got to be here for real. Ah, you my brother, man. There's anything you ever wanted to say, man, like, motherfuckers forgive, bro. I was so wrong because I put Tommy motherfucking white chocolate ass in charge of you instead of putting my family on. I messed up right there. I'm accountable for that. This is what I want to say to you. If there's anything that you would like to say in this moment, my brother, my blood, my kin, please get it off your chest. And what did somebody who plays with their nose do? Continue to lie. Hold on, let's see what this says. The only reason Diamond took the bullet is because he know it's all his fault in the game in the first place. It's all his fault. His brother's in the game in the first place. If you remember, he was supposed to be a fighter, but Diamond put him in charge when he went to jail. This is correct, my brother. This is correct. On top of that, I ain't gonna lie, man. The type of person that you can be, man, it's like Yeah, you could not fuck with family, but at the end of the day, you would never want to see anything bad happen to your little brother. So I totally understand at the end of the day, Diamond knowing his brother was trying to set him up to be killed, and he still jumped in the way of the bullet because he's his big brother and he's supposed to protect him. I get it. I get it. I get it. But this was a wild episode. I saw Diamond going to jail. I didn't see him biting the dust. I didn't see that. But hold up.
Don't have to be here. And Diamond's telling him, "You're my brother. We in this shit together. It is what it is." And then we, of course, see later on they have another heart to heart where it felt like it was their last conversation, and I felt like it was gonna be Jannard that dies, but you knew it was their last conversation. Well, Diamond's like, "If you got anything to get off your chest, let me know. I know I brought you into this life. You didn't have to be here." But Jannard tells him, "This is where I want to be. Us at the top together. Everything good. We got this." But right then and there, after this conversation, of course, Shanti's the inside man, like I said, takes out the cartel members, tells them, "Hey, time to attack." They comes in, guns are blazing, and D-Mac wilding all in the fucking aisle, just spraying. And
This was the dumbest shit ever, bruh. So no vest, no Kevlar, no knees and elbow pads, nothing. No plates. My man D-Mac is out like this is the 1990s and he John McClane, he John Rambo, he John Wick. He one of them Johns. He just out there just spraying and praying and all of that. Not being behind nobody's cover. You could tell that boy ain't never really been in the shit because you want to know something? Bullets hurt, nigga.
he got to reload. He not even fucking ducking for cover.
Right.
Jannard ends up shooting him in the shoulder, pisses off Tommy. Tommy pulls up his gun, is about to smoke Jannard, and Diamond jumps in the way. Now, once again, I expected it to be Jannard. I did not expect Diamond to die this episode, at least. Definitely not. I thought he was.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Rest in power to Diamond, man. You know what I'm saying? Drunk gangster pack in the air, this gas or what?
Gonna go to prison. So him dying is especially crazy. But now that I think about it, it does make a lot of sense. Jannard being the final villain, especially with this being the last season in Chicago and him already crashing out. This is gonna send him definitely over the edge. It's already been an all-out war. I didn't think it could get any crazier, but now it definitely has. And also, this makes sense why he's attacking the funeral in episode 10. We all thought,
oh nah, not Jannard, not Junkie Jannard gonna snort him a little line or two, line of three, bump him a little white girl and go pull up on the funeral and spray that up. Oh man. Your man said easy from the trap says he deserves that shoulder shot. You can buy grenades off the black market, but not a vest. That's a fact, bro, but not a vest. And like you just out just spraying like your whole just chest just all exposed. Man, and Jannard can't shoot for shit because that boy chest was just exposed. You got the Draco and couldn't take him out. You clipped him in the shoulder. Tommy had the big DE and aim center mask. That would have been you with two in your chest.
we was gonna get the funeral scenes this episode, and he was gonna be trying to take out Tommy because he's so scared of Tommy getting to him first. But now it makes more sense why he's taking out the funeral, attacking, and all this and that. And it also makes sense why he pulled up on Vic earlier this season and said that them two would have been on top, just like in episode 1 before Tommy pulled up.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Attacking and all this and that. And it also makes sense why he
Victor. This is the you big dummy of the episode. I'm sorry. He had a chance. Did y'all not see when he got away with old girl and they was on the plane drinking champagne and he was about to take off? I said, Vic is gonna get away. He deserves this. I have also seen in the trailer for next episode, they're going to skip this weekend coming up. And the last episode, the actual series finale is going to premiere on the 16th of January. I've seen Vic in the trailer talking about it's time to finally take down Tommy Egan. Why didn't you just leave? Vic is going to die, and I'm here for it.
Pulled up on Vic earlier this season and said that them two would have been on top, just like in episode 1 before Tommy pulled up, that they'd be the ones running shit. Vic was supposed to leave this episode. We see this nigga in the episode 10 preview telling Jannar time to take out Tommy. So they're gonna get the alliance that they want, and obviously that's what makes
You're gonna die, stupid. You should have got on that plane with old girl and went to go live your life, man.
my nigga Tommy called Tariq. But we're gonna talk about that more this week. And like I said, but
Tommy killed the better siblings and left the weak ones for last. Oh, now you saying that, but see, that's the thing though, man. Usually when you end up playing with your food, the weak one to be the one to take you out.
Tommy ends up shooting Diamond. Everybody's looking like, oh shit. Tommy and them retreat. Jannar, he's crying, he's pissed, he's telling everybody to call for help. But it's unfortunately just a little too late, and Diamond ends up dying.
When that blood came out the corner of his mouth, I said, oh, it's over for Diamond. None of y'all motherfuckers got vests. Everybody got on Gucci and Sergio Tashini suits and you know what I'm saying, and Louis and all that, but ain't nobody got on no motherfucking vest though.
See the repercussions of this. I'm so pissed. The season finale isn't for 2 weeks. Oh, we got a lot to talk about in the episode 10 preview, but let me talk about another few things in this episode that can play a part in what we see in the finale. So a few other things. The Bobby nigga that was dating Stacey Marks after Tommy, of course, ended up killing her, said he was out to get Tommy. He's just pressing the issue. All last episode, we saw him go
DeFranco and Singh, these two motherfuckers. Remember, he worked for the Marquez cartel. He got Ortega out, you know what I'm saying? And then he is on vengeance move for Tommy. Worst case scenario, the both of y'all gonna get dropped off. Yo, I keep trying to tell y'all, in the power universe, the law enforcement never wins, or they're left hanging with the cat and mouse game. Like, who is it? Blanca Rodriguez. She knows that the St. Patrick organization is dirty and just ain't been able to catch nobody yet. They'll mess around, and Slick kind of ruined her career going after them. Worst case scenario, though, that could happen to these two. Or they end up getting dropped off. I'm here for either one.
arrest Vic and put a gun in Tommy's face, but say he want to arrest him, shit like that. In this episode, he found out that the other nigga is working with the Marquez cartel. He took a few pictures, so I guess that's gonna be interesting because they're keeping this storyline around. I gotta see how it wraps back around and connects back to Tommy and what everybody else got going on, because the police never get no wins in this shit.
Never.
Let's see if they finally do, if they actually do bring down the Marquez cartel. Maybe they do eliminate them from the picture, and that's why Jannar has to make the alliance with Vic, but we shall see. Something else we did see in here is Maria was about to buy a one-way plane.
Easy from the Trap says, I think Bobby might think Singh got something to do with her death, and now that ends him. So you think he might catch on that Singh is actually working for the cartel and he gonna wrap all that in together? I can see that.
Taking a leave.
But usually people that these ASUAs, these district attorneys, these folks that don't know when to leave well enough alone, these folks that don't know that a pig pussy poke, they end up getting killed. Am I right?
And Tommy's mom caught her, which I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't even be mad at her, to be honest, with all the shit going on, and especially since we heard Chase say if Tommy and them have another problem, he's gonna kill Maria himself. So I understand her point.
See, I keep trying to tell y'all, man. Oh, Mecca uncle in the face looking dude, Che, always somebody. The next time I have a problem out of you, Miguel, I'm going to stab Mireya through her heart while she is pregnant to lose the baby. Yo, what's wrong with you, bro? Somebody smacked the shit out of him.
If you at this point, but am I missing anything else? I honestly don't think so. So let's just go ahead and wrap up, close out this video. Overall, that's it for this breakdown for season 3, episode 9 of Power Book 4 Force, the second to last.
All right, man. Y'all tell me how y'all feeling about that one. Everybody that has seen the episode, are you anxious to see the next episode that's coming out, which will be the series finale? And what do y'all think is going to happen? Anybody can tell me when that's going to happen? Because I think this may be when we get the Tariq call. Y'all. It would only make sense at this point. This might be when we get the Tariq call. But also, too, again, I've also seen they might have taken it down. IMDb had Omari Hardwick as Ghost, supposed to be showing up in episode 10. Now, we don't know if it's a flashback. We don't know if it's actually him in the flesh. I don't know, but I went looking for it. It wasn't there no more, but a lot of people caught it when it was up there. I don't know. A lot of people say it though, but again, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me how y'all feeling about that episode, and go check that out if you haven't seen that yet. Now, Stranger Things season 5. It was ass, and I got somebody here who might hit a couple of great points as to why it might have been ass, but hold on for just a second. I just want y'all to see something. Hold up. Hold on for just a second. Look at this, y'all. If Will had a black family.
I just don't like girls.
That's it? That's all you want to say? What, baby? We knew that. Right. We all knew that. Baby, we've been talking about that for years. We all knew that. We all talked about it. We all knew. Yeah, we waiting on you to say something. We don't rush nobody to come out. You come out when you want to. That's fine. That's fine. You all right. You all right. We know that. Baby, we knew back when you was a little boy.
We knew.
Yeah, baby, when somebody love you, don't matter if you're gay or not. Right. They're going to love you anyway. And we love you. Your family loves you, okay?
I'm so proud of you.
Hey, tell me if that wasn't to the T, having a black family. Hell nah. Hold up, Easy. Hold up, bro. Says, I can't wait for that phone call. I think it's going to be around the last gunfight where Tommy looks like he about to get took out and Ty going to pop out and save him. I could see something like that. Or maybe Reek and Tommy are pinned down and somebody comes and saves them. Yeah, nah. Tell me if that ain't the whole little thing in the black family, man. I don't mean to jump around, but tell me if that ain't the whole thing in the black family. Somebody want to hold up Thanksgiving prayer. You just want to tell everybody that you and the girls or you and the guys or something like that. Yeah, that's the first thing. Man, we already know, man. Grandma, go ahead and pray over the food. He over there tripping. Shit. Food about to get cold fucking with you, man. Come on now. But let's check this out. This is content by way of Placid 5 that we're gonna react to right now. And let's get him a like, comment, and subscribe. Hashtag small content creators unite. And let's get him a good go. Hey, remember to smoke. Again, tell me what y'all smoking on in the comments, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe so I can keep pushing this content out. Let me know y'all like what we do. We just session out 100.
And your Stranger Things has finally come to its conclusion in a 2-hour event. It all ends with Stranger Things Season 5, Chapter 8, The Right Side Up. Does it live up to its hype? I'm going to be breaking down my gripes and praises for this final episode before giving my review of the episode and the season.
It does not live up to the hype. It was ass. It was ass. It was ass. It was the equivalent to when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
As a whole. If you've been keeping up with my latest videos, you know I've had some major issues with this season. Check out my last 2 rants for Volume 1 and 2. So let's get this party started. And of course, major spoiler warning ahead. If you haven't seen the episode, unfortunately, you're not going to want to watch this video. I'm going to be breaking it down all in detail. All right, so the episode kicks off with the game.
Before we go in, how many people actually liked the ending to Stranger Things? How many people actually like Stranger Things season 5 as a whole? I know everybody liked everything season 1 through 4, but how many people actually liked season 5?
Plan finally going into effect, which is for the team to have Eleven and Callie go into Vecna's mind and kill him while the rest of the group make their way into the abyss to save the children that Vecna is holding hostage with a vacuum to the mouth before destroying the Upside Down. That's their plan on paper, an absolutely insane and highly unlikely plan, but that's going into nitpicking a little too early. I think it's very on brand for the show, although it's insane. So Hopper, Eleven, and Callie go to the water chamber thing in the lab where it all started. Meanwhile, Robin, Dustin, Steve, Nancy, Mike, Jonathan, and Joyce climb.
I hate when they split up. Somebody always get their ass whooped because they split up in this team. They never can come together and fight. And when they finally did, it was whack.
To the top of the radio tower and await for the worlds to collide. My gripe here is, why is Joyce in the mix? I like Joyce, don't get me wrong, but she's been minimized to an overprotective mother and nagging mom this season. But her being there, especially since they're about to go into the abyss, seems like a liability. I don't really know what she'll be able to add to the group, and I feel like there's a lot of them involved in this, but of course that'll make more sense.
Hold on, brother. You can't do that. You cannot. Maybe she might have been in the way, but there's nothing like a good motherly instinct. There's nothing like somebody having the good sense that God gave them to say, okay, this is too much. We need to run. There might be one person that needs to say that while everybody trying to be too motherfucking tough. So that might have been Joyce's role, nigga. Don't talk about Joyce Byers now.
Later on, with the race against time, Max, Callie, and Eleven have to skip through the memories to get to where the kids are hiding in Vecna's mind. Now will be a good time to mention the acting. So I don't know what happened to Millie Bobby Brown exactly. She's extremely stoic, very cardboard. She has the same expression the entire time. Her lines seem like she's struggling to say them, and she's lost all chemistry with the rest of the cast without.
They tried to paint her like she's some sort of superhero, some sort of super soldier now. They had to make her give herself some sort of growth and separation because she knew in the end she was going to have to sacrifice herself to save her friends. Or so we say.
With the rest of the actors, I don't really know what happened exactly because she was really good earlier on in the early seasons. And then as time has gone on, she's really just become a very stoic, not very expressive actor. And she has her moments. I'm not saying it's all bad, but across the board overall, I think that she's completely lost her touch when it's come to the acting, unfortunately. But I do see a little sprints here and there of her classic acting before. Same goes with Finn Wolfhard and Noah Schnapp. I feel like these three I just mentioned are the weakest actors of the season. And in this episode, it seems like they struggle with all the easy lines. You could tell when somebody's acting, when you're watching something and it seems like they're reading right off a script or something like that. That's what it sounds like. There's not really any kind of inflection or believable emotion. It seems like they're.
Well, I mean, how much more emotion do you want them to have? They flip-flop to all sorts of different characters now, and especially Will. Will went from. I believe they just thought about what to do with Will maybe 2 episodes ago. Let's give him superpowers, so that we don't think that he's walking around as the nut ass freak boy. Let's give him superpowers. Let's give him superpowers right quick.
Acting, you can tell that they're acting, and it's unfortunate because they're all good actors and they have their moments, but it's been very on and off this season. These actors, they have their moments and they just can't even say easy lines without it sounding corny, and then they're back to acting good. So it's been very up and down for these three. But yeah, and I'll get to more of it later for more specific examples, but yeah, I don't know what's been going on with these three. But back to the story. The worlds begin to collide, and the radio tower the team is on begins to topple. Then they have a random fake out death for Steve. So he kind of falls off the radio tower, and then the screen cuts to black. So a good editor.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't like that. Because they were kind of trying to make it like Steve was gonna die. So they were teasing and sprinkling it with how close and how distant he was getting with certain characters, and how maybe him and Dustin don't be cool and he end up dying and him and Dustin don't be cool. I don't like the whole teasing. If we're going to go ahead and kill a character off, let's just go ahead and do it.
Or a good director would look at this and say, all right, if we do want to do a fake out death like this, let's cut to another scene, right? Let's not reveal exactly what happens immediately. Even though that might be a little distracting from the next scene, that's what I would do. But instead, they cut to black and then they immediately cut to Dustin having saved him, holding his hand out. Jonathan saving Steve from falling to his death. So that felt a little cheap, in my opinion, a little premature,
Well, at that moment, yeah, but again, there were no stakes in this. Nobody died. Trash. None of the main cast of people who are always fighting the monsters died. Trash, man. Even the Avengers knew somebody from the main cast, maybe a couple of somebodies from the main cast was going to have to go in order for this to have some real impact.
Like, this is within the first 30 minutes of the episode, and they're already doing a fake out death here. Didn't really add much, and there was no really stakes at play, unfortunately. By the way they've written this, everyone has like a plot armor. So I didn't for 1 second believe that they were going to kill Steve there. If they had, that would have been gutting, because I think Joe Keery's the best actor there, and Steve Harrington's a great character. So that would have been very gutting. But no, they just continue on their way. On the other side, near the lab, Dr. K has been reduced to just kind of looking around in this episode as the show kind of.
They got a pissed off Sarah Connor, and she was tough last season or towards the beginning part of the this season right here. Now she, like he said, just walking around doing a bunch of nothing. Why did they bring her character in as if she was also a big bad? They didn't really do anything about her. Trash.
Ties up all the loose ends for the main characters. She commands her army to infiltrate the lab. Callie, 11, and Hopper are in. That's pretty much all she does. She barely has any lines in this episode, but I never really found her character to be that interesting, so that wasn't a problem for me. But in that same scene, there's a great moment between Hopper and 11.
They did so much building with Dr. K as if she was going to be something serious, like I said, and then she was a big nothing burger. Trash.
As Hopper tries to convince her not to end herself with the Upside Down and to stop the cycle from continuing. It's her best acting, I think, and her best acting in this episode. And Harbour is great. David Harbour does a great job this whole episode. I think
that's a fact.
Before it was kind of rough, maybe because of the writing.
Dave Harbour did his thing this entire episode. I'm not really one for the whole dramatic monologues and all of that between monologues and dialogues between two characters or whatever, like the tearjerker stuff, like not really my thing, although some of that stuff is good. He didn't miss a beat, y'all. Dave did his thing. Salute to him. He carried.
But now he acted very good in this episode. Definitely one of the highlights.
He carried.
Beginning to end, he's just on his game on this one. And I really like the part where Vecna tricks Hopper into shooting the tank 11 is in. It's a great moment between the two. I like that kind of the plan goes wrong and could have been a lot worse for what happened, honestly. I'm surprised that 11 was able to kind of survive that because of the way that he shoots right into the tank, but that was pretty cool. And then in that same area,
he definitely did shoot right into the tank, and I really thought 11 was dead. But that was just, again, Vecna with the illusions, messing with Hopper's mind. But yeah, it definitely messed up the plan.
We actually end up seeing Callie die, which was pretty crazy, honestly. I really thought that they were going to use her later on.
Smoking on that Cali pack.
Pretty crazy, honestly. I really thought that
we smoking on that Cali pack, and I'm gonna tell you why. I never really liked her character to begin with. I always felt like she was on some other type of stuff. Whatever she was on, it wasn't good. Never really liked her character.
We're going to use her later on, but they kill her pretty early on with one of the soldiers kind of shooting her, and Murray almost does a last-minute save. He tosses a bomb to the helicopter down below, and it blows up perfectly, of course, but I actually admire them for not doing the typical last-minute save. They definitely would have done that for if it was 11 on the ground, but Callie actually ends up getting shot, so that was kind of surprising to me. I actually called it wrong. I thought that they were going to have some scene between 11 and Callie, but no, they didn't. She just kind of dies. Or so they show her dying. Going back to Vecna's mind, we have Holly with the kids, and it's a little disjointed. I feel like once they've ran away from Henry in his mind and they go into the cave, I don't see why Holly just wouldn't immediately lead them to the portal, because she knows the way there. So I was surprised why she kind of like was taking Haven in the cave instead of just running with all of them to the outside. I mean, to the portal, right? But regardless, I think that
she didn't think she could actually have the courage to lead them all the way to the portal. She didn't think she could do all that by herself without Max. She ended up getting put into a leadership position, and she ended up having to make a portal.
The whole scene with Vecna and looking kind of at his origin once again is a really good scene, honestly. I think Jamie Campbell Bower is such
Jamie Campbell Bower. Now, everybody that has watched this show, I could say right now that I seen something on Twitter where they said they wouldn't mind seeing him as the James Gunn DC Universe Jonathan Crane, the Scarecrow. How we feeling about that? My man who played as Vecna plays as the Scarecrow in James Gunn's DCU. honestly, I could see that with the way that he was talking to those kids and all of that, and how he can kind of switch between the two personalities. I could see that.
An excellent actor, one of the best in this season and last season, one of the best. And then this is no different. You really see the fear as he's kind of reliving his origin story as the kid version of himself kills this man and he becomes the Vecna. So I think it's a really good scene, and I think the interaction with Will is kind of interesting as well. And I like that he doubles down. You know, they have an opportunity to show him vulnerable and scared. He's supposed to be an intimidating villain, but Henry is actually scared in this moment as he's reliving it. But instead of backing down and sort of becoming weak or saying, you know, it wasn't my fault. You know, Will saying it wasn't your fault. Vecna decides to double down, saying, I knew what I was doing. I chose to do this. So I think it reinforced that he is an actual villain. But I like that moment. You know, it's interesting. You know,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad that they didn't do no weird ass Fast and Furious redemption type situation. Like Vecna stayed a villain. There was no, I'm gonna help you guys kill the real big bad at the end because I've killed all these people, but at the last second I realize I've done something wrong and please accept me into your racing family, Dominic. No, we're not doing that. He stayed a villain. I can salute that.
don't get to see villains be like that. So now to the ridiculous. I think this is now where things start to get a little bit questionable. So far, it's been all right, but now this is where things get crazy. So in the abyss, the group is walking and they're taking their sweet time, reminiscing and talking like it's a normal Tuesday. Honestly, in this scene, I felt like the dialogue felt a little corny and the acting is a little rough. I feel like they're kind of struggling to say their lines to each other. It feels very time wasty to me. I know they're trying to like reminisce and stuff, but I don't know, it didn't work for me. And also the CGI is a little rough in terms of the shots where they're out in the fields and stuff of this almost looks like a planet, but the abyss and the green screen is pretty rough. It seems very fake. Although the effects are really good in this entire episode and throughout the show, they're really good, but in this scene they were
I don't know if I agree with that so much, but I can see why he would say that. Maybe it isn't enough blended with the outlines and all that.
looking a little rough in my opinion. But they finally end up making it to the Vecna hand thing, and not sure what they thought was going to happen in this plan of theirs when they got there. So where Vecna is a massive hand structure, and it becomes this huge, massive Resident Evil type monster, 100 times bigger than them, right? Massive. And then Nancy decides she's going to use herself as that's the plan. She's going to use herself as bait. This made zero sense to me at all. I don't know. It's a horrible plan.
It was a terrible plan, but you can't tell Nancy, bitch, I keep it on me. Stop playing Will or nothing. She took that M4, that M16, and she went to work.
They're all bait at this point, right? Like it's not like, oh, look at me now. They're all super small. So I don't know what her plan was. She runs into some little cave thing and the thing follows her over there. And while all this is happening and the whole team's shooting at this huge monster, basically doing nothing to it because it's like 100 times their size. Also, did I just see Lucas shooting a water balloon? Did I see that correctly, or was I seeing wrong?
What was in those water balloons? Those were definitely water balloons. Can anybody tell me what was in those water balloons? I forgot what they put in those.
He shot a water balloon at it. Anyway, in a flare. Like, they're just shooting anything at it. Anyways, while this is happening, 11 and Vecna are fighting inside of the creature. And Nancy ends up getting out by the skin of her teeth. Or should I say the skin of the monster's teeth, because it had a bunch of them. Of course, right before she hits a dead end, and right before she gets eaten, oh, I don't know what happens, but they're able to just defeat this monster.
Always remember when taking out monsters, fire takes care of everything. I'm telling y'all, my man started doing that flamethrower up there because that was Nancy's ass. That was it for her.
It's unbelievable, honestly. It's absolutely unbelievable. And inside, they're fighting, and the whole scene's kind of ridiculous. I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but, the effects are really cool. I'll say that, at least. But anyways, inside the beast, 11 ends up killing Vecna with the help of Will, and they don't seem to struggle that much to do it. Will should have been helping the whole time, by the way. He seems to finally come in at the
That's a fact. Why did he come in at the last second? Trash.
last moment, but he should have been helping her, honestly. He seems to have no limitations to his powers anymore. So, yeah, I don't know what he was waiting for, but regardless, he's able to kill him quite easily. and he basically gets stabbed, and that's
Okay, now, last I thought, if Vecna feels something, Will feel something. When Vecna was going back through as a grown man in his mind, went back through that memory of him getting shot in the hand by that Russian dude, Will felt it too. Will felt it when the Demogorgons were set on fire and all of that. Why he ain't feel it when he caught this spear through his chest?
it. And they're able to, by the way, they take down this huge monster that 11 and Vecna are inside of, and all the kids are in there too. So I don't know what, like, there was no casualties somehow because they destroyed this monster and it fell into a
Facts. Fire and everything. There were kids in there. 11 was in there. Nobody's hurt, right?
ball of flame. And all the kids are in there, by the way. But regardless, I was wondering what would happen since they were trapped in Vecna's mind, and he was killed. So the host is kind of gone. So I was wondering logistically, what would happen to the kids, right? They're possessed, they're in his mind, and he died. The mind's gone. So they would either wake up or they would die, right? So thankfully, of course, for the sake of the story, they thankfully and conveniently woke up from their trance after they were unplugged, I guess. But they were able to survive. Vecna is still kind of breathing. And he doesn't get up, though. Joyce comes in and finishes off the job with her axe. I did actually like the scene. I thought that it was a good way to kind of show everything.
I'm not going to lie to you. Joyce with the dull axe cutting Vecna's head off of his shoulders was fire. But the rest of this shit, buns.
Thing that's been taken from Joyce, from Bob to everything that's happened to Will and everybody who's died and everybody who's been hurt by Vecna. You can see it in a flashback form, and it shows it pretty well. And I did like the scene. It didn't make much sense. They're all kind of staring at him, but yeah, it's a cool scene. I do like what they did with that with Joyce. It's kind of like revenge, finally. And then that's the end of that scene. That's the end of that. So I had a huge issue in the sense that it felt very underwhelming. The whole scene should have been way more of a struggle. There should have been some kind of death in the scene, I feel, or something. But they are able to.
No, because they feel like having half the show be about Will coming out was more important than having some actual stakes in here. I hate it.
Dismantle this massive monster and kill Vecna with 0 casualties and 0 injuries. Like, nobody was even hurt from this either. Like, they were able to just easily dismantle him and everything. And I'm sitting here thinking, where's the Demogorgons? Where's the rest of the Demogorgons? Isn't it a hive mind? Where are the other raptors and all that?
Where are the Demogorgons, Demodogs, Demobats? Why didn't they attack everybody else while they were sitting around there having 11 1v1 Vecna? That should have been a crazier fight. Will should have been inside with her. It should have been 2v1, honestly.
Gorgons and all that. Why are they not coming to help? I thought there was going to be this big battle sequence of them having to fight off all the Demogorgons, but that doesn't seem to be the case, I guess, in this scene. I don't know what happened with that. They kind of got rid of that for convenience purposes, and then they don't struggle at all. Really, there's maybe one moment where 11's struggling a little bit. The rest is easy peasy for them to just get rid of the main villain. And I would have liked to see a lot more tension, a lot more buildup, a lot more intimidation from Vecna. He just is a wimp in this. I mean, he just dies, no problem. And now the escape as they make their way to the Upside Down, out of the Upside Down one last time. They're celebrating and cheering, all while Mike and 11 kind of comfort each other.
Now, mind you, at this point, you still have an hour left of this episode. They do an hour-long epilogue about how everybody moved on and got along in their life. And, oh, wait a minute. Maybe 11's sister, the one that can make people have illusions in their head, made everybody think that 11 sacrificed herself to close up the Upside Down, and she's really actually alive somewhere in the mountains where there's 2 waterfalls. Trash. You had everybody watching this show for 10 years, man, and that's the way you ended it. How Games of Thronesy you. I'm disgusted. We got to do better. Better TV and movies for 2K26. I'm asking for that blessing from the entertainment guys. It's your boy Slave DiBiase. This has been another good session. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, man. And again, tell me what you were smoking on. I thank y'all. This has been another one, and I'm gonna catch y'all later.